Hey guys, GhazzyTV here with another Path of Exile video, and in this one I'm going to continue the idea of showing you the crafting process of the gear used by the Dark Pact character on the higher budget. There's plenty of videos recently released on the channel, so do check them out if you want to learn how to craft things like the chest piece or the gloves, for example. One you shouldn't really be crafting. I talked about this in the gear progression video for Dark Pact, which is also posted not long ago on this channel. Today, in this video, I'm going to show you the helmet. The helmet comes with a lot of different issues, and it's very expensive to craft. That's why I normally don't recommend people to craft this when it comes to the higher budget. So when you're lower budget, just stick to the generic buy a +2 level minion skills and just settle with that, and go for that approach. When a higher budget, this can be very expensive. So the first things first, you want to get a base helmet. The best enchant for this is Dark Pact cast speed. Best base is obviously a bone helmet, as it gives you minion damage, as we are using the spiritual aid command that makes our minion damage actually apply to us. Now, knowing that, we also want to make sure that it is a hunter influence helmet so that we can have nearby enemies have negative chaos resistance. So looking at Craft of Exile for a hunter influenced bone helmet, you can see that the item level required for the nearby enemies have chaos resistance is 85. Now, knowing this means that on helmets, there is nothing else that is available from higher item level than 85. So you're going to want a bone helmet, preferably with a cast speed enchant. Priority on the cast speed if you don't want to use a bone helmet, with item level 85 or higher. Once you have achieved this, the helmet will look like this. So here we have a bone helmet of hunter influence of item level 85 or higher. So the process is alteration crafting it. That's it. You will alteration craft this till you hit +2 level of minion gems. This can be a bit annoying because it can take quite a while and a lot of alterations, but this is what you want to do. If the item turns out to have any other type of suffix modifier, there are two ways to sorting this. One, annulling it. This is a 50-50 to remove the one you want. I would, in most cases, just crazy chimeral it, and that is called a imprint. That looks like this. Like this, crazy chimeral will create an imprint of a magic item. This will create a save state of the item, which is rather expensive, about 0.8 divines last time I checked. Again, this is why it's so expensive. So you want to annul it to get rid of the suffix. And once you've done this, or if you land on this when you're crafting it, you want to craft a suffix craft, which is a meta craft called prefix can't be changed. Now you want to imprint it. The imprint is very expensive. So you create an imprint. Now you have a save state. So as long as you don't corrupt this, whatever you do to it, you can always get it back to how it looked like now. So let's say I regal it and I just exalt slam up a bunch of mods. I can click on the imprint and it will go back to how it was before. I'll do that and say, voila, we're back. And then obviously you'll have to re-imprint it again and pay that cost. That's why this is very expensive. So what you want to do in this case is you cannot use Harvest Reforged crafts unless the item is rare. So you have to make it rare. So we're going to start with regaling it. Now in this case, we ended up with a prefix modifier. Not the best, but you're going to have to settle with what you get. If you get a suffix, that's going to go away either way. If you get a prefix, you're going to get that no matter how you do this. So the next step in this case is to basically use Harvest Reforge with life. The reason for this is because we are looking to get a life modifier, preferably. But if you get energy shield, that's okay. Hybrid, that's okay. It doesn't really matter. But I would personally do this till I get a decent life roll. So if you look at the helmet I'm using, I have a tier 5 life with a tier 2 hybrid life. That's why I said, you know what? I get 81 HP from this and some armor. I'm going to keep it. So you do this. And in this case, I ended up with a tier 7 life. And I have a random ass suffix. Quick note, if you manage to fill your suffixes in this case, and the entire item is filled with modifiers, you have to annul it. You can't do anything else. And if you manage to remove the +2, you're starting over with the imprint. If you're not happy with this, you would then use the imprint, re-imprint the item, regal the item again. Now I got a chaos res, and then again, reforge life. If I'm happy with it, which I would absolutely be in this case, the Fist of Spells is, it's not bad, but, it's whatever. But in this case, you have to keep in mind that this is not converted on the Dark Pact. So if you're using this, be careful when you're hitting Ubert Siri, because that's going to reflect on you. But I got a decent life roll. So I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to keep this. All right? And this is an influence modifier, which opens up some other possibilities. Once you get to a state where you are happy with the life roll doing this, you are no longer going to care about the imprint. Save it just in case if you fuck things up. We're going to, again, put the prefix benchcraft in. This costs 2 divines per try, by the way. Now, we're going to do a Reforged Chaos. The reason we do this is because it is an item level 85 or higher, Hunter Influence helmet. And looking at Chaos tags for this, there are 2 different suffix modifiers that can roll. And since the item has 3 prefixes, it can only roll a suffix that has a Chaos tag because the Harvest Reforged Chaos guarantees a Chaos craft. That will be Chaos Resistance or the one we're after. So most of you already know what's going to happen now. I will use this, and I ended up with Chaos Res, tier 1. Well, you're going to have to put the craft in again, and do it again. Rinse, repeat. If you end up filling your item, well, you're going to have to annul it. If you lose your life, well, you're back to reforging life again. If you lose the +2, imprint it, restart the process. You do this over and over and over and over, and there you go. Now we got it. Yay! At this point, you can then, if you have 2 open suffixes, you can bench block slam. So what do we block with? Well, the highest weighted value on a modifier that we don't want would be intelligence. So I will then benchcraft intelligence onto this item, like this, and then I will use an exalted orb, and I will slam it, and wow, that is bad. And now I can just change the intelligence benchcraft to something I need, like a resistances, attributes, whatever you feel like, and that is how you craft the helmet. I did mention earlier that because we got a prefix modifier that is influenced, this opens up for another possibility. You could, before this whole idea of slamming it... Oops, that wasn't good. Let's get that back again. Well, in this case, so it looked like this, right? What you could do if you have another influence, or hell, if you get another suffix that is influenced as well, is actually the possibility of using an orb of dominance. Also previously known as a Maven Orb. This will remove 1 influence modifier and upgrade another influence modifier. Since there are 2, there's a 50-50 that it will remove the one you want or keep it. If it keeps it, that's the one that's going to be upgraded. You can move this -9 to -12. Boom. Like that. And in this case, we have an open prefix. This is an insane helmet for this build. But it's just a lot of RNG to get to this point. Now, again, we could do the benchcraft intelligence, and we could slam it. Ended up with a tier 1 Cold Rush. And then I can slam it again, since we already have a life mod here. The prefix is worse than benching on the suffix, so we can just do again. And we ended up with lightning to spells, which is okay. And then change the benchcraft to whatever you want. So this is how an absolutely insane version of this helmet would look. Again, all about RNG. That's clearly not what I have in here. But that is how you craft the Dark Pact high budget helmet. It can cost a stupid amount of currency, so be very careful and mindful of that before you dig into this type of craft. If you're enjoying these type of craft videos, we have a huge crafting project that's coming up in the coming weeks and in this entire league, with me trying to teach people how to craft not X and Y item, but rather going into in-depth how to craft in-depth in the game. I'm going to start with a big crafting 101 video that I'm going to be recording during this week. And I hope you guys will enjoy that. But if you do enjoy these crafting videos, let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button, subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, stay safe and keep rocking.